Om Mani Padme Hum, Dalai Lama Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, Dalai Lama Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, Dalai Lama Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum.
Beşinci çıkışta. It's okay, I'll take this. Where is the bishop? He was supposed to come up. I thought the bishop was coming up.
Good afternoon.
Maharaj.
On behalf of the Tibetan Cultural Society of British Columbia, I welcome all of you to this public talk. I would like to extend to His Holiness the Dalai Lama and to the Most Reverend Archbishop Tutu of South Africa a hearty and a very special welcome. We are most grateful to His Holiness the Dalai Lama for having consented to give this public talk on universal responsibility here in Vancouver today at the request of the members of the Tibetan Cultural Society of B.C. We are delighted that His Grace Archbishop Tutu of South Africa has agreed to introduce His Holiness the Dalai Lama to the audience. His Grace has also received the Nobel Peace Prize in 1984. His Holiness and His Grace Archbishop Tutu are both men of great compassion. They are both staunch advocates of nonviolence and of human rights for all people of the world, whose basic rights are often violated by power, greed, and injustice. We are therefore most fortunate to have two such amazing leaders together on the same stage here today. They are indeed two of the great spiritual leaders of this century. Archbishop Tutu and the Dalai Lama have become good friends, both endeavoring to make this world a more humane and compassionate place for all humanity. I now request His Grace Archbishop Tutu to introduce His Holiness.
Thank you.
Your Holiness, and all of you dear friends, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Oh dear. Hi. Oh, that's slightly better. A few years ago, I was in San Francisco when a woman rushed up to greet me very warmly And she said, "Hello, Archbishop Mandela." Sort of getting two for the price of one.
这来你攻击等下不是什么卡，这来你攻击等。
It is quite certain no one is likely to make that mistake about the honored, truly wonderful guest who is going to be speaking to us this afternoon. Isn't it extraordinary? In a culture that sets such high store by success, that it isn't the aggressively successful, the abrasive, the macho, who are the ones that we admire. We might maybe envy their bank balances, but we do not admire them. Who are the people we admire? Well, there are many things you might say of a Mother Teresa, but macho is not one of them. People, all of us, revere her for having been such a spendthrift on behalf of derelicts. We admire her because she is good. We admire people such as a Nelson Mandela for being an icon of magnanimity, of forgiveness, of reconciliation. We admire people such as Aung San Suu Kyi, petite, elegant, very minute, and yet she drives the fear of God into heavily armed military dictators. And of course, here you are today to say that you revere this extraordinary person. He is about the only, well, one of the very few who can fill Central Park in New York with adoring devotees who respond to him as if he were a pop star. But why? Why? Because he's good. He's good. He's good. I have met very few other persons as holy as His Holiness. I have met very few who have his serenity, a deep pool of serenity, and a sense of fun. He laughs easily. And I have said that he is almost like a schoolboy with his mischievousness. Fun, bubbling joy. And that's odd. That's odd for someone who has been in exile for 45 years. By rights, he should be filled with resentment, with anger, with bitterness. And the last thing he should be wanting is to extend compassion and love, especially to those who have treated him and his people so abominably badly. But he does. He does. He is a well of goodness, and aren't we all proud to be human? He makes us feel good about being human, about being alive at a time when someone like him is around. And so, you've got to be serene. May I ask you to join me in a rapturous welcome to this extraordinary, wonderful, wonderful person, His Holiness the Dalai Lama.
Thank you.
That's not too bad, is it?
Very good. 자, 오늘 Thank you. Please. Did you go over there? Dalai Lama 그다 뭐시 원하라다 가쇼래 최저 and bishop 두두 차당 and 망조나 마찬가지로 쉬야리야 and the 아주 루제 다 투야 그거 좀 상 가고 좀 and the 터지는 상으로 또 세슈인
Your Grace, Archbishop Desmond Tutu, whom I've had the honor of counting among one of my best friends for so many years, and friends, it's a great pleasure and also a privilege for me to have this opportunity to spend this afternoon with you. So first of all, I would like to express my deep appreciation to all of those who have been involved in making this event possible.
And another day, ngamba da ngozu da na be ko le ya ji ngodo ra pge ji gunzum sha ya ya ji dan dan ning bu ye da ba ngona ra da ji mi ji semje ye deng ge mi ji cấp ji be sem le be di ji da yong ya ji ge
and then namjune kalo de nangre to senta nga ngoto na bate nga tushishuin.
And also I would like to especially thank Archbishop for his wonderful introductory speech, and which is typical of Archbishop's general presentation, where he wonderfully combines a sense of humor which really lifts people's spirits and also conveys a message of deep spirituality and advice. So I would like to thank him once again. So people who have been here to be able to listen to Archbishop, at least for a temporary moment, you have been able to experience this sense of joy and upliftment.
Ta saride ta tere adanga de shuya di anzo mi jisim side ara di kwa la shuya yin.
The topic of my presentation this afternoon is the universal responsibility.
Ta now in order to communicate directly, I would like to use my broken English. So, of course, in front of my elder spiritual leader, sometimes I little hesitate to speak my broken English, because again he might sort of say, laughing at me. Now, of course, I am a simple Buddhist monk. I train and practice and live according Buddhist concept. Meantime, now a person, now 69-year-old, nearly 69 years. So, and obviously, you know, my life not easy. I didn't like his life. Is he passing through difficult period? So in human life, difficult time, I think, produce or create is a two possibility. One possibility, lost hope, and lost self-confidence, and depression, or these things, negative things. Another possibility, gain more inner strength, more determination. And as it result is deeper experiences, and perhaps we might say wisdom. So then eventually I noticed the inhuman happiness. I think much depends on our own attitude. There often is people relying too much in order to achieve happiness through external means, right? Or money, or facility, material facility, these things. and neglect about our inner quality, inner potential. So that's my impression. So then, since few decades, I share with other people, the one ultimate source of our happiness is within ourselves. Then seems to see many people showing agreement or interest. So now here, I'm going to repeat that the theme, sense of universal responsibility. I think it's a few, now here I would like to to explain this from different angles. One angle, individual. Most of the disturbances, our mind, is our own mental attitude. If individual mental attitude is sort of sound, then that person surrounded by hostile or negative, atmosphere, the external will not much disturb your inner peace. Other hand, if our inner mental attitude not that sound, then even that person surrounded or having all the best facility and friends with smile, everything, but that person not necessarily happy one. So this clearly shows the internal element is most important factor. And then when we talk about inner world, we must sort of know, or we must touch the subject of human emotion. Firstly, human mind. There are so many varieties and also so many different levels. Grosser level, more subtle, innermost subtle level. And then here, like our sensorial experiences, one grosser level. And then, in another way, when we stop function of the sensorial, the another level, which again experiencing different sort of experiences. I think one obviously in dream time, although the sensorial the consciousness or these things not functioning, but mental state, all sorts of experiences. And then furthermore, further deeper, this another level. Again, although I think ordinary level difficult to to be conscious at that level. 그러나스메라 또 참바이르지.
To be mindful. To be
looks like
aware.
that. 니 기준 디거둘이야. 배치 지당하라즈미 참발레피아 가오래. 자상가 디거둘이 소화시라는 용통문도 봐.
So beyond the level of the dream state, there is the deep sleep state, which is even subtler state of experience. But for most of us, ordinary people, maintaining a self-awareness during that level is very difficult.
But in reality, there's another level of mental sort of mental experiences. So this obviously shows there are different levels of mental experiences. Then everybody knows these experiences on the level of sensorial. Of course, very, very sensitive or very powerful sort of experiences. But if we make comparison, the experiences on the sensorial level or experience of mental level is more superior. The reason, your physical sort of conditions good, all the facilities are good. So at the sensorial level, say good decoration or good flower or things like that, some birds or something like that. See the eye, or say the eye. 다 가도 미시바 나에시바 나이시바 루지시바 디디 소화되어 용도되어.
So when you have wonderful facilities that you are enjoying, at that point, you can imagine a possibility where at the level of your senses, you are enjoying all the comforts, whether it is an attractive object you are seeing or having a wonderful sensations and so on.
Or music like that. So that's sensorial level. But if that person mentally unhappy due to some factor, then your sensorial level, enjoying all the best facility, but still, you see, that person may not be a happy one. Other hand, the mental level, peaceful, happy, calm. Then the sensory level, lacking facilities, due to lacking facility, looks very poor condition. But the person can be a very happy one. We can see some of these, even some of these, you see, in India, you can see some sadhus, their life looks miserable, very hard. But some of these, you see, people, their mental state, very calm, very peaceful. And similarly, some Christian monks or some Christian sort of brothers, sisters who spend remote area many years, facility, their life, very simplicity, very simple way of life. They very much emphasize the simplicity. I don't know Archbishop. Me too. While we are talking simplicity, but in
No.
So their life, of course, very simple way of life, but their mind very peaceful. I was told, no, actually, I met one Christian monk in Barcelona many years ago. His physical, small, not dignified way, as this old man. Say, a bear, that is, I think, Kazadadi, Sabruti. Sudi dignified Chayamar, the Ankaro Yagudu.
But this contemplative monk, he was quite small in his physical height, but he had a beard. Probably that was to compensate for his.
So you see that monk, I was told he spent 5 years in the mountain of behind, you see that Monster Road, is a temple in Barcelona, and very little sort of food, I was told. So then I asked. I met, he came to see me while I was in the Monster Road sort of temple. Monastery. Then, I think another sort of, our secret thing is his Spanish, his English, broken English. Compare my broken English, his English is worse. So therefore, I have more proud to speak with him my broken English. That's unfair. Then I asked him, 5 years life as a hermit in the mountain, what are you doing? And he sort of express, meditate or think on love. While he explained this, in his eye, some kind of sort of sign, very beautiful sign there. So like that, physically, not adequate facility, deliberately, intentionally, sort of ignore the physical sort of comfort, but mentally, certain sort of practice, due to practice certain mental attitude there, result, happy person. So this clearly demonstrated mental level experience are more superior. Then another reason, I think very clear, physical pain can be subdued by mental sort of thinking. But mental sort of problem or unrest cannot subdued by the physical comfort. Clear. Then I think another level, I think we can make a clear distinction there. Sensorial, now I think one example, now recently some fighting going on, then the friendly shot or enemy shot, friendly fire and enemy fire. Physical level, same. Even friendly fire can injure. The poor bullet cannot make distinction. This is enemy soldier or a friendly soldier, you do not know. So therefore, the friendly shot, also friendly fire, also is a hit. But then mentally, perhaps some people feel, oh, this is okay. This is friendly fire, so okay. So the amount of physical pain, same, but because mental attitude make differences. So now, the mental level, now what is it? Whether peace or unrest, these ultimately makes differences mainly by emotion. So now emotion world, there are so many variety. I think a mistake is we take for granted all these emotions discriminately, right? Indiscriminately. We just take like hatred, anger, we just take as part of our mind, nature. And a strong attachment, again, we consider normal. I think that's a mistake. If we truly believe just natural sorrow, a natural way, then when we born, our mind ignorant. But then our knowledge, education, through effort, eventually changed. Of course, without education, by nature, our knowledge only through experiences. So that's very limited. But nobody say, oh, ignorance is nature. And just leave it there. Nobody do that. We make effort. Try hard. Change that situation. The sort of ignorant person, through years training, then eventually become great, learn it, through effort. So similarly, anger, or envy, jealousy, or too much impatience, or too much sort of attachment. These things can change through effort. Now, these are nothing to do with religious practice. These just sort of in order to achieve calm mind, because calm mind is most important element of peace of mind or happy life. So then the emotion, when we look the world of emotion, as I mentioned earlier, some are very harmful to one's own peace of mind. Like anger. When anger comes, that moment not only anger not only leads some negative action, harsh word or physical action, but the moment anger comes, peace of mind no longer there. That's very clear. Also, strong attachment. During that moment, the peace of mind no longer there. So those emotions we consider negative. And then is another kind of emotion such as strong compassion. Now here we must make distinction, normal sort of the feeling of love and compassion. I think these two things are, big differences. In ordinary sense, love, some kind of closeness feeling. The compassion also have the similar sort of closeness feeling. But genuine compassion is not based on accounting way, the other's attitude towards oneself. This one, compassion. Compassion, not sort of not based on others' attitude towards oneself, but compassion is rather they also similar sort of fellow human being or sentient being, even animals, sentient being, animal or human being, all have same sort of desire for peace, desire for happiness. And everyone have the right to overcome suffering or problem. On the basis of that understanding, then develop sense of concern, sense of caring. That is compassion. So on that level, your friend also wants happiness, do not want suffering. Your enemy also have the same desire, the same right. So even towards enemy, compassion can develop and can sustain. So genuine compassion is unbiased. Whereas the love or closeness feeling, affection, ordinary level, ordinary way, that's limited, only based on others' attitude towards oneself. This very nice to me, very kind to me, therefore I feel very much concerned about them. So the enemy side, they are very much harming on me, therefore instead of love, hatred, ill feeling. So the sense of caring is biased and very limited. And then, so therefore, the genuine compassion really open our mind. So that, I think, creates some kind of inner strength or more self-confidence. So compassion brings us inner strength and openness. Through that way, we can communicate with other fellow human beings much easier. That is one level. Then another level or another angle. We human beings, we are social animals. Our very existence depend on one another. Look, those small insects, those kind of social animals, without a religion, without a faith, without archbishop,